viewers and listeners wherever you're watching us from, or those that are tuned into 96.6, you're welcome to the maiden edition of this Traffic Talk here on Star TV. With your host, I am Kauso Baji. The Traffic Talk show, it's a show that aims to raise awareness on road safety and traffic matters. You know, when it comes to road safety, is everybody's concern. With me in the studio, we have Dr. Gassama, an expert when it comes to road safety matters. Next to him is the president of the Gambia Transport Union. In a moment from now, one of the experts will also be joining us. But first with Dr. Gassama. Dr. Gassama, welcome to Traffic Talk on Star TV.
Thank you very much, Star TV, for inviting me to this important program. It's a pleasure joining you. And thank you for those watching us or those listening to us.
Thank you very much. Like I alluded, the program will be a multilingual program. We will be having discussions in English, Mandinka, and Wolof. And then in the studios, we have the president of the Transport Union, Sëñ Bala nuyu nañ la dalal la jàmm si li nga xamante ne moom mooy Traffic Talk fii ci Star TV.
Thank you so much, Mr. Baji, for your invitation. It's a pleasure to join you to discuss national issues.
Indeed, national issues, comme li nga xamante ne ko waxee, come as alluded earlier, in a moment, dinañ introduce ki nga xamante ne moom mooy Mr. Baji, CEO of Frontstar Driving School. Frontstar Driving School, it's a driving school which is also doing its quota when it comes to national development. But not only is it assessing drivers, but it is engaging to the testing and other engagements to ensure that not only drivers will receive license after training, but they teach students both the theoretical and the practical aspect. It is one of the driving schools in the Gambia that is taking lead in when it comes to assessment, regular testing and all. In a moment from now, Mr. Baji will be joining us. But before that, let's start with Dr. Gassama. Dr. Gassama, Traffic Talk, road safety, this is something key. You cannot talk about traffic, in fact, the movement of people from one point to another. But before we go into what road safety itself is about, just in brief, we will want you to take us through in an introductory format of when we talk about traffic, when we talk about road safety, what are we referring to?
Thank you very much. This is a very important question. Now, road safety, there are two words in this, road and safety. You combine them, it means something. All it means is what the measures, interventions, you call them, what do you do to reduce the risk of injuries and death on the road. In summary, that is exactly what road safety is all about. Your intention is to reduce the number of injuries and the number of deaths on the road. What do you do is up to you now. There are, of course, standards that you have to follow, and then you have to look at road safety holistically. So looking at the definition simply means that road safety is everybody's business. Measures, it doesn't say one measure. Measures that you put in place to reduce the risk to injuries, the risk to death. So it's a very complex phenomenon. Therefore, it doesn't stay in one roof, under one roof. It doesn't stay in one ministry. It doesn't stay in one entity. It is a multi-sectoral phenomenon that we need to really tackle multi-sectorally and multi-stakeholder, because not only sectors, but also every person, every road user is a stakeholder. So you may not necessarily belong to a sector, but it is important that we look at this when you talk about road safety. So you need to look at, open your mind, speak outside the box. Don't look at, point a finger at what maybe one person or one entity or one institution. Is a holistic approach. If you don't tackle it holistically, then you have a problem. And that's why now the global direction is what countries are supposed to do is to use what we call a systems approach to road safety. Systems approach. It's no longer one institution. So when you don't apply systems approach to road safety, then you fail. And what does that mean? You may ask that question.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, a systems approach to road safety means no matter what, there are some pillars, critical pillars surrounding it. One is you have to put a system in place where you respond quickly to road traffic crashes. In fact, maybe as we go along, we want to get rid of these road traffic accidents in our vocabulary. It should be road traffic crashes or incidents, or maybe road traffic injuries. So now, a systems approach means we need to look at we need to put a system in place where, we accommodate human error. Human error must happen, so that when you are planning, you plan that people make mistake. They must make mistake. You plan that there must be road traffic crash on the road. So what do you do? Do you want to? So then you have to really design a system that will now accommodate those shocks, those mistakes, human error. Because if you look at it, that's why I said you don't have to call it as road safety, road traffic accident, but we need to look at it as road traffic crash, because 95% of these what so-called road traffic accidents can be prevented. They can be predicted. 2 P's. They can be predicted and they can be prevented.
Some of these issues can be predicted, but as well can be prevented.
Yeah.
And often say prevention is better than cure. What we will do, we will go and watch a video. Immediately after this video, we will come back. Then we would also have the CEO of Frontstar Driving School to join us. He has been in the studios, but we were working on some technicalities so that he will actually be here. The technical team has assured us that immediately after this video, we will continue. Let's watch the first video, and then from there, we will take it up. Indeed, Mr. Baji is with us. Like I said, we need to always allude to the advice of the technical team, as they were also working on some technicalities to make sure we will all be audible and then visible. Mr. Baji, you're welcome to the Traffic Talk. It's the maiden edition of this Traffic Talk, both on radio and TV. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Kausu. It's an honor for me to be here to discuss about traffic issues within the country. First, I will send my greetings to Dr. Gathama, and then President Bala Sise. It's an honor for me to be to share the same platform with both Mr. Gathama and Bala as well. Because these are people who have been engaging on the transport and accident issues for a very long time, being one of the stakeholders of Frontstar Driving School. We also came on board recently for the past 5 years to also play our quota in the national development and to reduce the rate of accident, and I think we have did a lot because over the years we have a very good record when it comes to training students within the 4 corners of this country. So thank you very much also for giving me this platform.
Indeed, 5 years, but you have actually had a magnificent achievement when it comes to your track record. So indeed, Mr. President, li nga xamantene mom moy dem ak ñoo bi légui ni dégg nañ Dr. Gassama mu wax ko road crash. This is what we see every day. The videos has spoken widely about some of the issues that happens, and almost this is what we see in our traffic, be it within the Greater Banjul and so. Considering the number of population the Gambia has, considering the number of both human population and vehicle population and our road conditions, at one point in time Gambia was ranked to be among the most countries with high fatalities of road crashes. Lulu nak suñ ko waxee xel dafa tey réew mu ndaw la a younger population, some of these issues are happening. And then when you talk about vehicle to the Gambian level or to the understanding of most, keep kuy driver nga, keep kuy yóbbu moto driver nga, let me put it that word. What is your take? Lan mooy seen stand as per the transport union, and also how much activities are you coordinating towards making the road safer? Because not all drivers are part of the union, but everyone transporting a vehicle is a driver.
Thank you so much, Mr. Baji. Once and for I want now ZRS brother Mr. Baji to be part of the platform. I think it's very important. I'm not sure trop. Comme ni nga ko waxee jëm si question directly lan la union nekk def in terms of safety aspect. Lu ñu dafa bari because first and foremost the resources we have as a union 50 to 60 we spend on road accidents. Nga loolu du xaalis bu ndaw.
Absolutely.
Lu ñu mën a am. Because the most of these drivers and even victims are families, members of the union. And at the same time we are from the same society. So anytime accident occur, GT do they hold with a member or not, lu ñu mën a def dañ ko lay def in terms of supporting the victims and also other necessary issues. And also we are collaborating with the stakeholders, including Star TV, Star FM. This is not the first time.
Absolutely.
And this is most important things we need to do as a country. I remember 2 months ago, just from the Global Road Safety Awareness, Road Safety Forum at Morocco, some of the takeaway is a stakeholder issue. It's not about individual or group of people. All of us, particularly private sector. Like today, we start this program. I'm expecting before next week, we see most of sponsors come in to support the road, to save the life of the people at the road. That's most important thing. Because this is supposed to be a continuous process, daily basis. Because currently, our sector, I'm not problem. Sector, we have some problem. People driving a vehicle, but driving a vehicle is one aspect. But whether are you familiar with the road traffic codes and road signs or other necessities? This is the question I used to ask. So we continue to record these fatalities or injuries. That's why globally now we cannot call it road accidents. According to even our recent surveys, 90 to 95% road crash is all human errors. So we cannot call it identify as an accident anymore. If it's somebody's fault, no, we can predict it, we can prevent it. Absolutely. But now what are we doing? So I think this is a starter. What we are doing as a union currently, even we are working on one project, I think we discussed in length. Nakalanyo Guinea engage people, particularly drivers, vehicle owners, the communities, security forces, driving schools, councils, you name them. Each of every individual have a role to play. Now, for example, Gambia here is accident occur, the people can think of direct driver. But what is the causes of the accidents? You better go there.
And also sometimes the response is also something, because
we have 0% of response.
Well, not every accident should be fatal. Nit ki mun na nekk in a crash where suñ ko télé rescue amana li nga xamantene mom the degree of damage will be reduced.
No, we have a 0% of response. no, that's it facts. Because I do the physical training several times.
Yeah.
I have little bit knowledge about safety. But now, so actually I'm on the cough correct to go to tax. That's the way. No more, you don't tell about injury here first.
Absolutely.
I'm going to identify, how to assist the guy. But you are creating more room. Or the forgot was a taxi. Taxi, escape taxi.
No.
Fumitari. These are all facts. But Lolo, that's why I say 0%. And also, emergency response. You go to a taxi, what treatment do Neka taxi? So I can speak to the procedure we take. The police be new, joge accident, demonstration station, engage police officer, hospital. These are all some of accident within 10 minutes the person has gone already su demul sax already du mën a jëriñ boppam so the issue is mooy man lu ma believe mooy ne he need investment big investment because comme docteur Gassama ni ñu ko waxee mistake na am but mistake warta mën a cost somebody's life.
Absolutely.
Number one nañ am infrastructure boo xam ne dina mën a accommodate those mistakes from our roads from our society from our hospitals and our response. Number two, let's have organization like we have this type of platforms in the social medias, TV stations, on daily basis to remind people what they're supposed to do. Number three, we capacitize our driving schools. Mention each individual pass through the process, qualify and have certificated. You are competent and qualified to drive a vehicle. But now, so far that's not the case. The way things is going, yes, the non count number because people coming in, they are not supposed to be in.
People coming in are not supposed to be in. Foofu la ñoo dugalee li nga xamante ne moom mooy the Front Star Driving School, ably represented by the CEO. Because these are some of the issues. We want us to go more into the local language because average people that are affected are people like me. Demuñ school mënuñoo read because yéen ñi mën a jàng di ngeen dem read and understand what we are talking about. But ñun ñi nga xamante ne amuñ the opportunity demuñ school wala suñ school soriwul wala sax li nga xamante ne moom mooy comme duñ ko dee waxee juddu la dem school tuuti ñu génne la foofu yóbbu la si garage bi nga dem jàngaay foofu noonu métier dem jàngi driving wala sa nga langa moto eeg dawal some of us suñ làkkee anglais bu bari bi rek duñ ko understand. Mr. Badji, I might make it difficult, but I know it's your choice. You can use Mandinka or Wolof, depending on which one you are more fluent with.
Even Jola.
Oh, Jola. You are more fluent with. But briefly, I want us to look at the importance of driving school. It's not a new phenomenon. However, its impact is of recent that it has been felt. The fact is, there had been driving schools for so long. Those of us in the media can attest to that. It's just of recent that we are witnessing to see constant testing and certification as well as licensing of drivers, wherein somebody can go through the whole cadre, not meet up certain criteria, and you fail the person. We have seen it, where students go through, but they didn't get their license because they didn't complete their program. But that shows how standardized they want to or how serious they want to standardize the field. Because they know driving is not a matter of moving vehicle from one point to another, but instead driving is a complete system where you need to make sure that your safety as the driver, the safety of the passenger, the safety of the pedestrian, but the safety of the vehicle and its environment are key. Mr. Badji, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Council. Di la gërëm bu baax parce que moom daf dee wax based on experience. Te Mr. Gassama war na fi a lot. Why suñ demee si driving school, the basic of every safety starts from driving schools. So you say tey naa ngi sona driving school basic bi nekku fa. The way the drivers are trained, the way the drivers are also absorbed in the traffic. Nun dee jëlee drivers this apprenticeship ak naka ndee jàngee moto bi di nga soo ñëwee si driving school di nga xam ne dëgga some people are joking because moom witness na suñ testing bi and in fact we have a representative from UK the last time who are trying to compare our standards with the UK because right now we are at UN standard dañ bëgg a def affaire si waaye lu gën a am solo si driving school mooy dafa laa jàngal moto force like soo ñëwee Front Star dañ laa jàngal lan muy moto pour yow sa bopp nga xam lan muy moto ak moto lan la mun a def within a second. The only thing bi nga xam ne mun naa rey nit nga génne sa kër yaa ngi ok nga génne sa kër and then ñu indi sa niw bi loolu accident kese la si àdduna di nga génne sa kër nga kos nga dugg sa moto balaa nga aga fooy dem kaasol di am na comme driving school waruñ koo bàyyi gannaaw ñun mun doo ñëw fii driving school amoon na fii suñ papa the late Njais, moom moo start driving school si and we're gonna give him that respect. Yàlla xalal ko arjana. ñun bu ñëwee luñ fi fekka doyul ñu loolu moo tax ñun tam ñu def suñ feasibility studies duga génna both in and out dem si yeneen dëkk yi ñu compare bonne façon driving school lañ am ñun ñoo xam ne dëgga ñun ba léegi suñ driving school ñu ñooy nekk di jàngale student yi dafa des xëj na loolu moo tax accident rate bi tam mu ngi yokk because yow expert nga yow président nga te yow da ngaa receive mun la woon ni toogal fekk kooku dundaa moom foofu noonu so dafa mel ni yow da ngaa manage any driver bu ñëw yow loolu mooy sa liggéey waaye sa liggéey pour mu yomba boobu yëpp si driving school bi la one importance of driving school mooy driver bi si boppam attitude am bi la day regulate number one because moom xam na the danger behind reckless driving that's number one and number two dafa mën a communicate ak yoon bi because yoon da nga war a waxtaan ak moom sooy dawal loolu moo tax ñu ngi am science foofu noonu science boobu noonu su dee yow mën loo ko interpret sometimes da ngaa rey sa boppa because science yow da nga war a waxtaan ak science yi ci yoon bi waaye saa ngi dawal because ñun amuñ dat police bi nga xam ne mun naa taxaw si yoon yi yëpp trois diggam bi amuñ ko.
there is no police everywhere.
so anywhere boo fi nga xam ne yaa ngi am sign gisoo ko ne comme police moo fa war a taxaw but because of mënuñoo taxawal police fu nekk loolu moo tax sign mu foofu noonu su dee police mu fa dafa laa war rombal wala mun na la taxawal léegi sign boobu dafa am lu la nekk di wax léegi ndax yow xam nga ko because xamuloo ko léegi romba nga ko waaye sign bi am na lu la wax bala nga ko romba léegi yow soo ko xamut accident mu happen let's say si benn ou a double benn accident happen na foofu noonu yow xam nga ne benn nga waaye mun loo interpret the sign nga ñëw def accident nga ne fii Guinée rek ñoo fa nekk te nit yi fu ñu dee Guinée rek ñoo fa nekk bàyyi ko xel benn rek la su dee double benn la tamit yow guddi xamuloo mu laa woon ne because accident most of the time fu ñu dee happen moo nekk benn waaye benn bi Gambia ak mu ñaaka most of the benn dañ am science ak mu ñaaka soo dem si ob bi da nga dee xam even though yeneen yi amuñ ko waaye si suuf tamit xam nga science moom nekku si kaw kese loolu moo tax dañ war a definitely dañ war a dem si driving school sometimes mënuñoo taxaw science waaye léegi-léegi dañ ko dee draw si suuf tamit lii yëpp jànga bi la
mu nekk lu am solo mbe docteur Gassama engage la nga lone ko mba fale nga kene mi yalo ko do man ka ngoti bari folo dula nga dati ni mi yalo ko wala angale kan wala bara ko mayata ñato tati je mi yalo ko abuka hello soto ñato tati je mi yalo ko angale kam foko challenges wo buka bayje but bi nanata ni mi yalo ko wolom rate safety la karola sakon ni mi yalo ko wolom tanin nala wol mi yalo ko wolom tanin nala safety wolom mi yalo ko wolom traffic road safety traffic. What are the key challenges that you observed vis-a-vis the Gambian level and globally? Because we know, like you said, we are working on a system. Gambia cannot work in isolation with what is happening with other countries. I know the transport union driver talked about it. We've seen Gambian drivers going beyond the borders. So you shouldn't only drive to understand what is in the Gambian level, where I know Frontstar will come into that later. But what are the major challenges that are affecting road safety nationally vis-a-vis on a comparative level to global issues?
Very good. This is very good. It is important. I will also summarize in Mandinka. But like you said, it's a very complex phenomenon. Road safety is situated in multiple environments. And you have to unpack it. And each of those elements has has challenges. Now, it's like a bed with 4 or 5 poles. You know, before that bed stands, you need to have those poles. Now, road safety, what are the consequences of those, road safety? One is, if you look at this, there are 3 phases. There are 3 phases to road safety. What we call pre-crash. crash, post-crash. If you want to summarize, Rosie, this is exactly, these are the three main essential pillars. What do you do? Pre-crash means before the crash.
Before crash.
Not accident, before the crash. What do you do? And during the crash, when there is already a crash, and what do you do after the crash? So there are challenges surrounding all this. Now, let me start with the pre-crash. This is where is the bulk of it. Like we said, prevention is better than cure. Now, how do we, in the first place, what is holding us? What is preventing us? What is giving us problem in terms of prevention? There are many. One, let's look at it holistically, the road system behavior, the road user behavior. Road user, I'm not saying driver.
Absolutely.
Road user behavior.
Absolutely.
What are the challenges? Unpack the road user now. What are the road user? The driver is a road user. That pedestrian crossing is a road user. That saret, donkey cart user is a road user. That motorcyclist is a road user. That cyclist is a road user. I mean, even that goat, sheep is a road user. Because in our context here, which is different from what is happening in the world, other parts of the world, because if you look at it, it's very disheartening. If you look at it, it's very disheartening. Why are we having all these numbers increasing? Look at the vehicle population. Africa as a region is leading the world. It's very sad. Africa as a region is leading the world. Africa has more deaths as far as road traffic crashes are concerned than any other part of the world. If you look at it globally, I will come to the other discussion there, but I just want to put in the context.
Absolutely.
Now, if you look at globally, what we are seeing is the global average is 15 people die every 100,000 population. 15 people every 100,000 population, 15 people die. If you count every 100,000 people, 15 people die globally.
As a result of
road traffic. It's very serious.
Yeah.
And guess what? Africa, for every what do you call it? Every 100,000, you have about 19. Can you imagine? 19 people die.
That is serious.
More than the global average. And yet, tell me what, ask this question. How many motor vehicles? What is the vehicle population in Africa? It's 3%. 3% of the global vehicle is in Africa. We don't have any vehicle. 3%.
Still we are leading.
That's it. Now you ask yourself, why is this happening? You only have 3 vehicles.
Yes.
Three and 97 belongs to other parts of the world. But you only have 3 vehicles. But you are leading the world. You are past a number of deaths. More people then there is something fundamentally wrong.
Absolutely.
So this is where the challenges. Why are those challenges? The challenges will really cut across. Why are those people? Ask yourself, why are more people dying in Africa than others? There are challenges. The challenge is number one is our system. There is a systemic problem, and that system is number one. The road user behavior is one of them. The road. That's why when you say road traffic crash, you don't only have to drive. You don't only have to. Blame the driver. They say blame Jim. No blame Jim.
Absolutely.
Road users holistically, they all make mistake. The drivers make mistake, of course. But what about those that cyclist? It's a mistake, makes mistake, and now that motorcyclist,
the pedestrian,
the Gambian,
because now
Somalale, and now you ask yourself what causes those mistakes.
Absolutely.
There are tools now. Mobile phone is one of them.
Absolutely.
Now, for example, I am a driver. I drink alcohol. Alcohol is between 20 and 30% of the road traffic deaths are due to alcohol, or even more globally. So, if you drink alcohol, and that is a risk factor, that's a human behavior. You don't need to drink alcohol when. Why if you want to drive, why should you drink alcohol? Now, the other one is the road. That same the behavior is coming again. If speed, will come all that. Those are all behavioral risk factors.
Absolutely.
Do you use seat belt? Do you use seat belt? And if you use seat belt, do you overspeed? Because speeding also has impacts on the seat belt. Like we always say, only 70 kilometers per hour. That seat belt can only protect you maximum 70 kilometers per hour. Yes. Now, if you go beyond that, then you are in trouble. You are at the mercy of God. If you have a crash, that's why sometimes when you see some crashes, you wonder what's happening. You know, you see that the vehicle comes with that weight. We will come to that. Speed can be its own discussion, because now this is the median program. But what I'm trying to unpack here is the challenges. The challenges surrounding road user behavior. Road user behavior, whether you are, your behavior also is affected by what you do on the road. Maybe you are using a mobile phone. Maybe you are speeding. You don't use your seat belt. All those risk factors are there, and maybe child restraint. Because in Europe, and of course other developed countries, they have those systems in place where the laws are there and they enforce them. So road user behavior is very important. Now, of course, the knowledge, the awareness that you're talking about. Because that's why when you look at these three pre-crash, which I have started, you have the crash and the... Now, if you look at the preventive side, which is the pre-crash, what do we do? What do people, are we, like you said, are we aware, even not only drivers, but is every road user aware of, those traffic signs?
Absolutely.
We are traffic rules. We need to. Because pedestrians, for example, when you have dedicated somewhere for roads, zebra crossing. Now some people say, no, I don't want to use zebra crossing. You just, I keep saying, in Gambia here, I keep telling you, there is this friction between convenience and risk.
Yes.
Convenience and risk. We go for convenience and leave the risk. It's unfortunate. For example, if a digital crossing is somewhere, you are 4 meters away, and you say, no. Well, I'm not. Well, before I walk all the way there, why not run? Yeah. When the vehicle is coming, let me run.
Absolutely.
Race. You cannot race with a car.
Absolutely.
So if you look at those challenges, they are there. The behavior is there. And then, of course, the level of awareness of those risks is there. Now you go to, that's a summary of the pre-crash.
Absolutely.
The challenges surrounding pre-crash. What do you do also in terms of management? That pre-crash also, there has to be a system in place that looks at all sectors. The road safety should be under one group, but with many stakeholders. Do you have a very strong, robust system in place, a multi-sectoral system in place that will coordinate road safety very well? That also is very important. I'm glad that the Ministry of Transport is the one coordinating road safety, and there is a committee and there is a technical road safety working group. It's very good.
Let's do a summary in Mandinka, and then we will take it up. Come nga for nyamin drum, nga lo ne ko amumete follow na. At least mba jaba kese woto na kaje ko. Mi ya lonko wala fana mang angalel fahamu to mondo ba to is fam fana karanyo. Bayri programme nyim fam mi ya wolindi wolon kam mom fahamu yande.
Ya ban abela bag. Men kacha kacha kuma balem akacha dinkata. Ni kunel mu kunew ni kuliyata bakele. Ba ni sa misal larang la don. Ni ko larang barakilim bukalo. Baraki fula bakalo be bara nane lola tonkon nane laron elo e laka ni baraki lo laron te lano wala road safety fenne me alon ka kumata bag ay mo jamale kaning ay fen jamale kaning mo jamal dane ta bunaje mo bere dane ta bunaje biring men alon ko ke fam na fam silola men ke fam na silola siat saretol bol ko le motol bo ko le e masim matielo butol bo ko le fole sutiel beje men ka ta mesimola da batol wol fana bokon men be wil kiya fana kay be kuntule ben be ko drive fana bokon motol fana bokon asiyata le so mu fenete mi alam ko mata bak je mu fenete mi alam ko ni ko road safety it will join wala foye be jibe wala nate mu fenete mi alam ko kane bulo chodi bula tilina ko itele kanyinke hani be dabe yintu kad mi mistake ko wala na munyen na fulu ko accident mi ajibe accident wala alandaro jamay ko wala alandaro alala ni akita wati ala lanyinta to ala lanyita ko bela bare ala fana e modda ni hakilo ni mudo kana ntol ni mun tol ni be am fata ni ba e motoje ani boro ko kunto am kalo bare hada badu mun at ni tin talo le he ni bodi bal kana ni nyem ma ben falal ni nyem ma ben katilal ni nyem ma ben kubilal oto mbatu ngolo bare ba mo lon saje mo lon o be kunto lon nyam oto ala ya hakilo le dinna oto kana fuko ñi road traffic ñi accident amanka accident ñi mu hadama do la lolti mistake wolti a femba be ga nya ko sabi nya road safety nya accident ya nka mena accident nya ko de tey tal lulu keme o keme tan kon to ni lulu comme Maria fo nyame abeka mo hada badi wala mistake wala moto
Absolutely.
so ben mistake ko di say mbaw fula action di nyadi na kede don ko ala ndaro la itele moto ko dia moyen ile moto jibe ay das moto fon be itan la ni singo ile singo be problem soto singo be play la ten ito ko do be moto ko ne ko bay gabe le moto singo de misal fe ile moto singo man aka kenya man ko iko madu mbada min tada jara soma ni be balni ko ni fura jara soma mbi singo fali yani ko fuda yani ko la tiam ako koram moto singo kolon so wala mi wala mu yindi ko moto accident mo kanna fo be ma fo tawla ya barite mistake wala mot
ha manke alandaro
ala to jila min sanda ko ile moto singo fali
manke alandaro ti mi ya lon ko wolom Mr President fanan tentu la ka jay mba jira ni mi ya lon ko wolom nanata ni mi ya lon ko wolom union la tamandiro la nanata ni mi ya lon ko wolom driver la nyatota ya lon ko ale ku jamale keji bare comme nga fo nyami ñato tati je mi yalon ko wolom hellol bu katara je angale kam fo ko challenges briefly drum jandi mina mi yalon ko wolom road traffic science with Frontstar belaf la drum ye probably in a summary what are the major challenges alka min face nanata ni mi yalon ko wolom driver la karola bang but also nanata ni mi yalon ko wolom hadama dingon la karola because same thing almost all partners talked about it human behavior ikamo jela be tamola sometimes even 20 meters to a zebra cross ikamo jele mi yalon ko ika cross ni jela just 20 meters to a zebra cross ite tar ni jel nin monata ya simota ngako ko ite tare ala wala ibe tama kam ko momi mbaya aka fa ko ni yemma so malale this is a natural phenomenon mi yalon ko we grew up with it but these are human behaviors.
Thank you so much Kausu I think let me
doing it well of
yes. Regarding to the major challenges in terms of drivers within the commercial drivers in the country, because normally was a problem. Never.
Yeah, absolutely.
You mentioned something very important here about the zebra crossing. Sometimes even using zebra crossing, the farm procedure and protocols. The make people like Sumatra and them. You cannot use zebra crossing like that. You know, first of all, you are want to town first. Okay, standal nga deglu dafa am na your safety sa loxo la nek so deglu nga xol bal nga ñu ngari tak moto sometimes def de indi lu bari the major challenge you have in transport sector is connected to road safety again. It's about internal employment contract.
Absolutely.
It's connected to road safety. I keep saying this. So for the commercial drivers now, you call it professional. They don't have a very good working environment. Money contrary the road crash. Because hell more than water. They could dull. Moment they have dull. They don't comfortable moment they in the jam. All of them are jamming to do a jam. So I remember in 2019, ILO International Labour Organization, they were passing resolutions. You know, sumbuge wani road safety, road access aduna bi in for new individual new whole drivers working condition. But solution le nek. Whether environment is conducive. Let me give you example in government context. Toy gasama jomo do jomo ko. Munama every day what was the $5,000. Do ma feel ne suma demé basse ñew dina am la ko vendre $5,000. Weda suma mun dañu est-ce que suma ñibsi man ko awma est-ce que mun ma da so driver mu jiyon bobu mu ngi xala $5,000 bobu because xamul kan la ko da haga tay like civil servants tay government salary is not much good based on our economic status quo but lu fa nek guarantee so defu dara warul la
employment
guarantee transport sector mo fa lak ñu nga suñ ko indi these roads ak mën nañ ko minimize after very good number of dëkk di ko def nañ ko fi succession let me take example from Burkina Faso here the current president dafa ñëw pass degree mu ne kenn du amu social but now léegi xam ko dama xool statistique lu mu nekk jur because people feel comfortable people feel security ba tey drive lu ko mooy ku nekk mu ngi yàkkamti bàyyi ma dem ñëw balaa ñu maa ndax ma mën a nekk dara suma boss teg ma condition mënu ma ko o ma teg loo atanu ma ko ba soo fekkee am na very good guidelines between the employee dina si jox employee dina si jox the end users mooy the passengers on board dinañ safe loolu is very important. ILO dafa ITF International Transport Affairs dafa make revision in 2017 mu wane ne su mu bëggee wàññi road accident nañ yokk traversé fay bi 10% su ñu ko yokk 10% dina wàññi road accident to 30%. but now te inflation cost Gambia fii nga fay di $5,000 nga every month loolu la war a fayal luwaas ne most of the drivers seen family dëkkuñ fii dañ professeurs la jógee seen yaay seen papa la nekk am nañ fii ñu fay luwaas ak njabar bu ko dundal fii dundal fale lu fu mu la jural koo dof la dof buy dof la dof bu seen boobu set la bi ko xelam nekku fa so these are factors moo tax ñun we always advise in government you see the road safety mën nañ koo wàññi so far we work as a team tey in the new Labour Act dafa wane ne soo employé nañ ko war a jox employment contract driver promoteur dina see moo xam ne man su ma ko kan laa koy jox we have a digital system you can digitalize it you receive your money through digital.
Absolutely.
driver moo am moo ne man dëgg soo boss mun maa xëy na ma rafet rek mu ne ma daaxaana la soo gëj jas ne sax mu ne ma mooy lekk suma xaalis so the fact is again comme ni nga ko waxee challenge yi bari na but the most important driver safety is the main priority because most of the road accident drivers are victims. Go to prisons, how many drivers are there because of accident? No, most of the time they will be a victim of road accidents and they say that be a perpetrator. But I keep saying this. Let's go back to drawing board. Nañ xool kan la ñoo jël dawal moto kan moo war a dawal kan moo war a dawal first time muy fi yàgg naa koo dégga but let's call this even driving schools ñu war a def driving school they have the qualification to train people to drive a vehicle. Man, I was one time déglu radio one of radio ma dégg waa ñu ne within 2 weeks naa jot driver license ma ko who died are you sorry to use that language the law says 6 months you have to 2 weeks and kooku drive a motor dugal GR demand that is the only simple aspect but as you said roadside wide margins zebra crossing you name them ku xamul lii no motor within a second can lead to the date. So once again let's go back to the drawing board. I think I'll support to have a driving schools but let's try to regularize it. Not everybody can jump from nowhere ubbi sa benn pukus bu ndaw am a driving school man I totally disagree with it and kii war na fi mun a jinga suñ culture suñ previous maam yi te boobu ñun yëpp ay ndaw lañ moto bariwutu dara driver mu ni moto ñu dem jaar sa projet dina jàng moto 7 years 5 years dañ la yar sa jiko tàggal sa yiro ifin ñoo xale bi ba tey lan moo xew dégg maa jox moto nga jox moto bi sa baaji nga jox suma après suma daka jokko ma ko jokko moto mu ngi koy su dee tuuti su bu dee koy taxaw ma nga jokko moto bi ko du yow nit si yoon bi su dee nga driver yaa ko rey yaa ndey nit ñi ñun bis peñ allow God to judge us on our behaviors because ku nga jox moto you read noonu ne it's not supposed to drive but jox nga ko Mr. Badji mu ngi dawal within tuuti mun naa dugal moto si kër yi yéene ko rek kii am ba ma jël Mr. Badji nga jox moto bu dem daw moom mu commencé tawa si moom because 70 Gambia the highest speed is 70 kilometers per hour but now ma dégg nit yi taw man doon naa fi parce que 1 hour 2 hours yow doon grégat nit but these are the most important thing is this platform I think is a very good platform so xam naa jotagut but in what lu ma jàng from internationally su mbugee in the road safety let's continue to discuss with the people because there's going to be people using those vehicles those people ñoo jël sama their life at risk you to invest those people pour ñu mën a am safe pour na jël sa bagage bi man we are calling the business people community pour ñu sponsor this programme bi even for me even 1 hour is too short because kii su bëggee di expertise su professeur bu bëggee expertise xajul si 1 hour so let's be money so that seen bis lu ñoo jaay si biti bi mun na jënda ndax ñu ko jëndee war a wér mun a am security ñoo la use moto dem jënd ko but without that we cannot move anywhere.
Indeed time is our greatest enemy dinañ dem si Mr. Badji ñu jël li nga xamante ne moom mooy few signs waa control room dinañu ko jàllale léegi nii su boobaa ñu xool rek xam naa ne waxtu duñu ko may we briefly look at comme nu ko Mr. Badji waxee all these road traffic signs yëpp dafa am nañ ko tënkee but Mr. Badji mu ngi fii nii dinañu ko tënkal rek xam naa ne duñ mun a jël yëpp because we have only about 5 minutes to wrap up but control room dinañ jàllale li nga xamante ne moom mooy di images of li nga xamante ne moom mooy some of those signs so Mr. Badji ñu bàyyi la li nga xamante ne moom mooy kindi rek nga woon ñu lan mooy command lan mooy warning ak lan mooy li nga xamante ne moom mooy an information.
Yeah, basically highway signs are categorized into three category. One is the command sign, that is any sign boo gis nga xam ne mun si circle is commanding you to do something. And then the second one is the triangle that warns you. And warning, you need to have the meaning of warning. So the warning, the flow come most of the time, accidents still they joke. And then the third one is the information sign, in a rectangular form. Mom dafa day inform, like left hand fu nekk petrol station, mom lo day inform. Mostly dafa day inform of things on the highway. Mom lolu moy njëriñam. So circle command la. Command moy dang ko def. So ko defut in the first place, nekuna about sa safety sa amulo ko de. Da nga yak loi. These signs, when they command you, you don't do it. It's like you're supposed like this is a circle, it's a command sign. It's telling you no parking. Legi yo nga park. Ya nga loi police, is nga police nak ñun te fi len di am problem ak sun gaay. Because they lo mota tammi if there is no sign, police move fofu tammi. Dafa melni sign move fa. Absolutely. Because the police is the signs are representing the police. So sometimes some drivers they will tell the police but there is no sign here. Police si bopam mota be gaay defar sign. Mom si bopam because the sign is trying to represent the police there. So police su fa nekké munela
the normal police
bopam police bi si bopam mo nekk sign légui xam nga like for instance xam nga ñun Gambia ñun da respect police bu ba okay légui so su dé gisulo police no respecter police no nga respecter the signs too. And there is a saying that say that driving without knowing the signs it's like a blind man walking without a stick.
Absolutely.
That's dangerous trop.
Yeah. Because in the
so like for family some guy nga xamni mënuy signs yi ni they're just driving blindly. Voilà, c'est like how dangerous this is. It's so dangerous. So this situation bobu la nekk. Yes.
Indeed, Mr. Badji, next week, so but I will concur with Transport Union President Lumba. It's unfortunate. TV, most especially commercial TV, is about money. And then we wish we could have made it a 2 hours program where we could have raised awareness, do much sensitization. But time is money itself. So we are and will continue to engage partners for ñu mëna am sponsor silly. But what to ñu xoj dinañ ñëw ci ki nga xamne mom moy Dr. Gassama. Dr. Gassama, I know our greatest enemy is time, but in conclusion, briefly, we would want you to guide us through with general information when it comes to road safety that people need to be conscious of before next week Tuesday, probably that they can heed to from today on to next week Tuesday.
Yeah. Thank you very much. In a nutshell, road safety is everybody's business. Let's be very careful on the road. Any road user, you can make a mistake, but be very careful. The vehicle that don't race, let's be patient. I keep saying there are things that we have a problem. We have a problem in this country. People are very impatient on the road. See, follow the rules on the road. You as a road user, make sure that you're like Umar is saying, your safety is number one. Don't rush. Give time for the vehicle to pass and pass where you should be, a zebra crossing as a road user. That's what I can say. Don't race with vehicle. And those drivers, whoever, concentrate. Let's concentrate on our roads. Let's make sure you follow the rules and make sure that everybody is given the attention they deserve. Because at the end of the day, if the road, for example, the Battle Harden, it has, there is a space for walking. Let's use those footpaths more, if wise, rather than using the main road all the time. Because what is important is to reduce the exposure to traffic. That's why those things are there. So if you use them, you are the fast move lane. You'll be protected. So that's what I can say. It's a very complex phenomenon. We'll step by step, but safety starts with you first before anything else.
Personal safety first before anything else. Mr. President, finally, li nga xamantene mom moy sa conclusive note lan nga bëgg wax li nga xamantene mom moy dawalkat yi lan nga bëgg wax li nga xamantene ñom ñoo nekk ci kër yi te léegi gis kuy jaay sax ci peggi tali bi te du understand risk bu ci nekk so démé Serekunda do gis kuy jaay ci peggi tali bi kuy jaay ci kaw tali bi nga day gis but generally their safety is our concern because it's everybody's concern. Finally, loy tagato.
Yeah, thank you so much, Kausu. I think the most important part here is driver. The biggest responsibility. Yeah, somebody's mistake, what I'm not cause life. Call me the most important part is my down nank. Yeah, down nank. So go there. So you go practice next week. You know, I'm 0% of accident.
Indeed.
Yeah, so you go practice. You might do travel. You don't know we did speed. We did next week to go. Can do this for you. You have to as a driver. Down nank. Dal nank. Down ba. Most of this fatal accident is over speed. Because speed is a killer.
Speed is a killer. Mr. Baji, finally. Doy tagato. Te lakalona ko.
Anyway, thank you very much. Suñ bëggee suñ dëkk bi pour mu safe ñun ñëpp dañu war a dem ci driving school. We've been advocating this for a very long time now. Ne ñëpp a war a dem driving school. Some people have been driving for a very long time waaye seen problème mooy science yi so ñoom suñ ñëwee dañ dee jël gaay refreshment refreshal courses dañ ko dee am and the ministries and we are not only into vehicle we are also into motorcyclists as well because dañ war a xam in fact I think there was a batch where bu ñu amee anti-MLE from the basic and secondary education bu mu paree si course bi mu ne Mr. Badji yéen ngeen am lii ba pare yéen a ngi noppi I think we need this thing in our educational curriculum xale yi di nga war a di start di jóg with the science balaa gars yi di mag ñu xam science yi so loolu daf ñu motivate a lot te ñu ngi urge every Gambian nga dem si driving school yi comme Bala nu nga ko wax nga fay nit rek just within a week or two nga ne mun nga move in a car and being and knowing how to drive these are two different things ñaar la because ñun soo ñëwee su ñun 3 things in la jàngal 1 how to be a defensive driver number 2 the highway science and 3 the practical ñette yëpp da nga ko war a mën soo ko mënee comme Gassama fii mu ngi wax about this zebra crossing do you know most of the drivers don't even know this zebra crossing
Absolutely. And
so I'm telling you
zebra
so ñoom mën nañoo rey I'm telling you they don't even know zebra crossing
well we will get into those details as the program goes into di tànk li nga xamante ne ñoom ñoo nekk si technical room bi but finally before ñu tàggatoo rek comme li nga xamante ne moom mooy ooj to seet programme bi pour mu continuer we would need your sponsors so képp ki nga xamante ne fas nga ene pour sponsor programme bi nii mun ngaa call the marketing team on li nga xamante ne moom mooy 240 4049 240 4049 nga call ma on 240 4041 su boobaa rek we can discuss on flexible terms and conditions to make sure this program is sponsored but this is something that we need because these are experts these are people that are very busy in their engagement ñu ngi leen fay assi for them to come and raise awareness on $0 but also the program itself is consuming time and energy and we would also want to the best of our ability to remunerate to cover up some of those issues because it is cost nothing is free only du gaay nuñ ko dee waxee but finally rek jox leen dig daje beneen yoon gërëm ñi nga xamante ne ñoom ñoo nekk ci technical crew bi headed by Aliou Tunkara gërëm ñi nga xam ne ñoom ñooy di programmes department parce que ñoom ñoo ñu approval programme bi nii thank our partners for coming Dr. Gassama comme ni ma ko waxee an expert in health li nga xamante ne moom mooy road safety matters Mr. President Omar Cissé ki nga xamante ne moom mooy yàgg na si driver lu ma ko dee wax he has been an international driver for a long while at a very young age Mr. Badji Front Star Driving wane na li nga xamante ne moom mooy the need to change the narratives before he was called to be here man la seen doomi Ndeye Kawso Badji lii la ñu waxtu may jërëjëf ba beneen yoon incha allah thank you so much